been very lucky to get to know Anya during my time at Baylor. I've learned that she is kind, funny, and creative. She works hard to pursue her interests, and she is going to continue pursuing her interests by majoring in fashion design at SCAD next year. Let's give it up for Anya.
I don't like math. I knew this fact from the moment I learned to count. I would somehow always skip numbers and then I would give up. Or when I was in 4th grade and handed a math sheet, it would somehow get crumpled up and end up in the bottom of my bag as I laid my head on my desk in defeat. Or when I had to constantly go into my 5th grade math help because I would continue to look at my long division problems with a blank stare and simply turn the page over. Giving up, defeat, blank stare. Those are the words that came to mind when I thought about math. But when I go home and I look in my mirror today, that is not what I would use to describe myself. During part of my sophomore and my junior year of high school, I looked at my life with the same blank stare that I looked at my long division problems with. I would just get through every day to get through it. I was simply floating through life because I had forgotten what truly living and enjoying each moment was like. Feelings like this had started when I was going into middle school. It was on and off for the most part, and bad days passed. But last year it was every day. Dark clouds surrounded me constantly, and I was not who I wanted to be. I completely lost myself and what I valued. Because of this, I shut people out. I cornered myself in, and not only was I not good to myself, but I failed to appreciate the people who cared for me. I became a version of myself that I am not proud of. I failed to value my future and my friendships, and my goals and priorities weren't clear because I couldn't imagine growing older. My negative perspective fogged each passing day, reminding me of the days when I was learning to count, each time the sun came up, each month, each year. Each time I blew out the candles on my birthday cake, I never knew what would happen next. So my junior year, I only counted until 16. I felt stuck at 16. I thought that 16 would be the last number I counted and the last one before the rising numbers grew still and defeated me. On weekends, I would wake up at a time closer to when the sun would set than the time that it would rise. I was stuck. Some sort of change needed to happen because I knew that the more minutes, hours, and days that I counted passing me by, the deeper that I would sink. I did not like who I was becoming, and I knew that I wanted to bring myself out of the hole, but I did not know how. All I knew is that I had to start somewhere. So I started. I started by asking for help. I started by getting the idea that I wanted to get out of bed in the morning, and I started by knowing that I wanted to live. I branched out of my friendships, and I tried to mend others that I had hurt. The beginning was slow, because I had to change my habits, I had to redirect thoughts, and I had to take it one day at a time, while keeping in mind what my future would look like. I was scared for the future, and the thought of college made me sick. I never thought that my love for fashion design could turn into a career path. And when I shared my passion with my college counselor, I feared that she might think the same. But that was not the case. Instead of disapproval, I was met with a big smile and enthusiasm. This brought excitement for my future instead of dread. I tried my hardest to live in the moment. I tried to value the little things. I tried to figure out what brought comfort into my life. I tried to focus on what brought me happiness and put a smile on my face. I tried. Slowly, the clouds began to clear. The sun was shining on me again, and I was breathing. And even better than that, I was really living. So, when the clock struck 12 on midnight of my 17th birthday, and my friends ran around me singing Dancing Queen, I no longer felt the dread of counting. 17. I knew what I wanted my life to look like, and I was learning how to get there. The days of summer passed, and I entered my senior year feeling refreshed and new. The days were sunny, love seeped into my life in many ways, and I found joy in things again. I didn't take any moment for granted, and I loved every second. But as the days got cold, I found myself slipping. This made me fearful, but I realized that it was just a reminder of how to get through. So I did not give up. It was harder than the sunny days, but I still remembered how I did it before. So it is spring now. The sun is out most days, and I'm standing before you. I'm looking forward to life. Next year, I'll be finding my path in college, which is something that my 16-year-old self would be proud of. I've realized that there's always more to life, even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment. Seniors, on May 25th, we will walk across the stage with our cap and our gown, and we can say that we made it through. And we can be proud of ourselves, and we can be proud of ourselves in the days that we spent here. On May 31st, it will be my birthday once again. And by that time, I will most likely still tell you that I don't like math, but I can at least say that the numbers did not defeat me, and that living and breathing at the age of 18 is enough. Thank you.